I'm Chester, by the way.
My name is Christopher.
So we just ski down 100 meters. So, welcome to our workshop. The topic is coming from cross country or alpine, how to be a better teacher and learner. And it's not really excluding anyone, or maybe some, but I mean most people have a background from alpine, I guess. The point with the lecture was to have a better to better prepare and do the teaching when knowing what background the students have or students have. I'll do a brief introduction. I'll just have a look at my notes. Let's see here. Again. So me and Christopher here, we were at the previous Intertele in Trevino. We are doing a lot of telemark, but also alpine. Christopher doing a lot of freestyle as well. So I would say we're quite versatile in that sense. Looking at the Norwegian tradition, we come from a cross-country background. Most of the students coming to us have a cross-country background, but that's why it's also interesting to have this kind of workshop, because we want comments from you guys on this. I guess many of you have students coming from with an alpine background, and that's sort of and bringing those views in here is very good to us. The group in the Norwegian system, the telemark group, is quite small, and in terms of modifying and revising the progression and how we teach, hasn't officially been done in many years. And it's very nice to see that there's so many telemarkers outside of Norway. I mean, the history, of course, it originates from Norway, but there's a very big community, thanks to Skadi and thanks to all the say underground festivals all over the world. So that's very nice. Let's see. So our we have been experimenting with a new progression for some time. We brought it to Intertele a few times, trying it out there. But that is not the focus for this workshop. Just a short background on us two. I'm not working as an instructor full time. Many of you are, and that's wonderful. Myself, I'm a mechanical engineer. And Christopher, how would you say?
I have a degree in sports and physical education. I teach a lot of kids sports education in school, and teach some freestyle kids, or train freestyle kids and train speed skaters. And have some telemark lessons and courses during the winter.
Yeah. So we have had several evening skiings and sessions with telemarkers at home. With us, most of the idea of skiers is that skiing is something you can manage on your own. So we have actually a hard time getting telemarkers to take lessons with us, which is a bit of a bad thing. But it's changing. Okay. Right. So the idea for this lesson now, for this workshop, is we will explore the teaching and the learning with telemark, because it is quite different from alpine and also cross country. So the idea now is we ski down to the quad 4-seat chairlift, take it up, and we meet at the top there, and we will have a task there. So just ski as you like. I will shortly mention the progression and the way we teach with the Norwegian with telemark is the weight on the front foot. If you want to challenge yourself, if that's different from what you do today, then please do that on the way down to the lift. but it's not the focus at this time. But if you want to know, I mean, this is how we do it. We're not so much in the middle or at the back. It's all happening here. So at the intro tally at 2 years ago and even 4 years ago, we brought our narrow cross-country skis to show what most people would be skiing back home. And doing this, it's working. It's like a universal idea. And okay, not enough talking. We meet at the top of the list. Okay, so I don't think many of you were at the Norwegian Alpine indoor lecture yesterday, except for Scotty and maybe a few others. The topic was team-based learning, which is sort of solving a bit more undefined problems. We're doing a bit of the same and exploring how to teach and learn better. So for this, now we're going to ski. No, I'm not going to go there first. We want you to think about what has been has there been a constraint in learning telemark? That's a bit vague thing. It could be a lot of answers to that. Is there a constraint in learning telemark? Has it been for you, or what is it typically for for beginners, for people coming and taking lessons? What has been constraining you? So we will ski, I would say slowly, slow enough to think. So we'll pass this steep hill, and we will gather at the bottom of this hill, and we will get some comments and ideas on it, and we'll go from there. We have suggestions to one, and we hope there are other suggestions. But there is one specific which we will work on after this. So we will ski as we like, but also thinking what is limiting us or has been constraining us in the process of learning telemark. Many answers. Fear. Fear? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, we just gather at the bottom of the hill. This way. Okay. So everyone almost. So how did this go? Did we get any suggestions before or during?
Fear was mentioned, but that was mentioned, but I actually tried to kind of drive a bit on the ski, like you said. I think that I'm challenge in those competitions.
So balance is a constraint.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Okay. So Germany already mentioned fear. And we have So in Canada, it's access to equipment that prevents a lot of these serious sports. Not a lot of available equipment. Yeah.
It's hard to read the Norwegian manual.
I took it as a personal one. I think constraints like being stuck somewhere and not being able to get better. One of the biggest constraints I had was being stuck. The idea that
A lot are struggling with the because different to what I'm seeing. Just to stand in front of her. So that's a very big issue for us.
We have some Nordic sports with classical group. Very strange
This is just what we want to hear. In addition to the other things.
Especially for San Marino.
Yeah, that proves the point.
No, ha fatto lui la battuta. Facciamo un po' fatica a fare quello, ma
That's where we want to go now. Yeah, so I mentioned no serious we just mentioned. The conditions can make it. Well, how is it in Australia? Is that okay?
Conditions? Oh, apart from when there's no snow.
Yeah, there's yeah.
Big constraint.
I think ours is the lessons are all run by the resorts and they keep a very tight grip on it, so they're very expensive.
Right.
There isn't really any way around that unless you leave the boundary of the resort.
Right. Good one. Okay, so we have some examples, and I will find my other notebook to continue this. So what we're looking for is in this lesson. It's somewhat related to technique and how to learn. And when we prepared this, we found a very nice statement or a quote saying, in order to learn better, you have to discover the information which is available. I mean, you have to be prepared, I think, for what is happening, and you have to be prepared to sense what's going on. And that is what we will continue to work on now. We will have another task when we get up. More specific task. But for the rest of the run, we will take the we will hold to the right here and take the, is it a 3 chair up again? So we will ski by ourselves all the way down, but we will try to sense what is going on, and we want to sense things that we can tell others. I mean, it sounds quite basic, but it is. It could be related to how we see pressure inside our group, how we move, stuff like that. So we'll give, I think, 2 exercises when we get up, one at a time. But for the rest of the run, try to be mindful or feel what you're doing, and how if you can say it in words. That's all. Right. So we'll get on with our exercise, and that's a more specific thing, more easier to grasp, I think. So that's related to the alpine background. Who did not have an alpine background when starting telemarking? Right, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So not so many. That's fine. But that's very good because this exercise is for those with an alpine background coming to learn telemark.
So the rest of you can go.
So leave. No. The thing is, so we have found one example that we see over and over again when we're teaching telemark. And we want to, we will work in groups of 4 and we will explore this a bit. And that's the guided discovery, which is the term, I think, which is this. And the thing is, when we have people from Alpine coming to learn telemark, we of course want them to have a certain position. What we see through the turn is that the inner ski happens to come here through the turn. We want sufficient distance or gap here, or a proper stance through the whole turn. Many people, they pull this all through the turn and they end up like this at the end of the turn. We don't want that. And that is the task. We will spend, I think we'll only have the same, we will stop at where we stopped the first time. And will you divide into groups?
Yeah, or could you divide yourself into groups, preferably a mix of countries?
Yeah.
Is that a task you can
So the exercise is, yeah, we divide ourselves, but the exercise is how do we teach or what exercises can we give to have people do a proper telemark stance all through the turn? Of course, in our system, we like the forward waiting, but I think this can go even for those who are more in the center or back. We want the stance all through the turn. That's in common probably. So how to keep the position? We want an exercise, or how do we teach our students that? And we have, it is now 2:25, so we will spend, we can spend 10 minutes on getting down, discussing in our groups, and we'll meet up where we did the last time.
Even when it is really big, quite often the issue is that it's really big and they stay in really big for like a long time, or they'll stay like this for a long time. So maybe it's something where we can make sure that people are able to move. Yeah, like ways to move it. Would be something.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Please.
We will just begin, they will come eventually. So we will just summarize what we did now. It's good to see that everybody is apparently cooperating and exploring. Can we get some, did you find something or have an exercise that worked?
Yeah.
You're nodding. One more suggestion, if you have. Oh, here we have more. Okay. Is there a final comment or exercise that worked for you? No?
So many available.
Right.
We did a side stepping exercise. We had to stand on both feet to control the edges. And the tail
Going
sideways.
Right.
And then we progressed into falling leap. And then we worked together as a team with a pole, working together for a common goal.
Good. All right, that's the first exercise now. Good job, everyone. I have one more, which is related to the discovering and sort of explaining what we're doing. In my mind, one of the problems with telemark, or problems, is we do have much more degrees of freedom than with alpine. With skinny skis and very the old kind of boots and so on, just the equipment makes it difficult to learn, and that combined with the motion here and the complexity makes telemark quite difficult. So explaining a feeling or explaining what sensation we're supposed to get when skiing, I think that is important when the skier is on their, when the student, the client is on their own again. How do they know that what they're doing is right? So that is the next exercise. We have only 15 minutes, so I think we will end up in this slope, if that's not a bad thing. I don't think we can make it back up again by 3 o'clock. But the thing is, the next exercise is how do we communicate skiing or the feeling to our students? What is? Can we make examples out of what can we feel is a good telemark turn or a combined turn? What can we tell them? And it's the same. We work in the same way. Maybe we have a little less time this time because we want to discuss it in the end as well. So we have 10 minutes to get down to the lift. We work in the same group. Accomplishing combined turns is the one thing. Another thing could be that is not as exhausting. That's more in the long term. Let's say through the day. Then if you're not too exhausted, you can sort of have a memory of the last time you skied, and maybe you're doing something more clever. And it could also be just how far ahead you are or behind. I mean, just sensing how what the boot pressure is through the turn. Yeah, and that's things that we can communicate and that the students can remember and recall and try to accomplish when they're on. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. We're 3 minutes